Hey everyone, welcome in, welcome in. We are not doing free reads tonight. I probably, since I'm not, don't normally work on Mondays and Tuesdays, I probably won't be doing free like today and tomorrow. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. But right now we're just doing donations. Hey IJ, so you're first on the list. So do you want to start with channeled messages? Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and work on that now for you. Look at him. Watch. Bodhi, he'll look at me, and then I look at him, and then he looks up because he wants me to think I'm not looking. like he's trying to act like he's not doing something. Goofball. He'll be like this, like look at me, turn around. He'll be like, I have my cards out, IJ. So like, my cat is trying so hard to like I don't know, get to them without me catching him. So every time I look at him, he looks away, pretends like he's not trying to get to him. Funny. Sometimes it feels like he's a human in there. Hey, sisters. Hey, sweeter than a rice cake. How are you? So, sisters, we're not doing free tonight. Sorry, friend. I don't normally go live on Mondays and Tuesdays, my days off. So we're not doing anything but donations today and tomorrow. If that changes, I'll let you guys know, but you probably will only get free reads from me on Wednesday and Thursday. You're welcome. Sweeter, that sounds great. You said we were talking about you in the group. Everyone loves your reads. Oh my God. Which group? Are you talking about over on Raven's page? Or is there a group, something else that I don't know about? That's so sweet. Yes, it involves some of our friends from her live stream. She was excited to know how everything went for us. Oh, that's so awesome. Love that. Do you still use the wands? The dowsing rods? I have not brought those suckers out in a while, but I probably will. It's something that gets requested ever so often. Um, I love them, but since I haven't been on camera in a while, I haven't done it because those are more visually appealing and exciting. Um, but yeah, I haven't used those babies in a while. I still have them, and I still like if I feel like I need them, I'll bring them out. But yeah, the dowsing rods. Yeah, yeah. I think once things get back to normal, which I don't even know what normal is at this point, I've been doing a lot of offline readings. Um, but if I ever get on camera again, which there's a reason why I haven't been, my office just is not set up for it right now. It's basically a storage unit at this point, but I probably would do it again if I got on camera. I'm glad that it was fun for you though. IJ, I'm almost done with your letter. I'm donated, but I'm not sure if it went through. Good night. It did. I got it. All right, IJ, we are done. I'm going to get this sent over to you. All right, IJ. So she says, expect to hear from me soon. I would like to talk to you some more. Although we have a psychic connection and I pretty much can sense you all of the time, I would like to ground this connection a little more with some quality time and communication. I want to open up to you more. I think I'm getting more comfortable with this. I at least want to tell you a bit more what I think about you. I think it's important that you know how I view you. It's time for some reciprocation. Oh, she's sounding straightforward tonight. Yes, 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 yes. I feel like she I think wants to make sure that you don't feel like this is one-sided. So it's definitely feeling more forward. All right, Bogo. On the heels of what exactly is it that she feels is important for you to know? I think you should wait to hear from her, but I'll look into it. All right, let me pull. Hold on. Okay, sweeter. Bogo 2. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that impulsive energy. Maybe that's why the channeled message came out the way that it did, too. All right, let's see. What does she want him to know? What does she want him to know? What's important for him to know? But she wanted a dog for the longest time. She said she named him after a character in a movie her dad used to watch with her. Aww, that's so cute. Leroy is a great dog name. What kind of dog is it? Do you know? Hmm. Okay, so first out, she's wanting you to know that you are special to her. I think that again, she worries a lot about how she comes across. Um, really, really heavy on trying to avoid you feeling like she's leading you on. She never wants you to feel that way. So that's important. I think that she wants you to know that the value in your connection is felt mutually on both sides. And I think she doesn't verbalize that much. And I think she wants you to know that the things like your place in her life is important, that your connection is special, and that she I'm trying to because I just keep hearing important. What's important? What's important to her? Um I guess she just doesn't want to have regrets. She doesn't want to worry that she missed her chance, and I don't know, maybe she just wants to make things a little bit more clear for you. So I think she might say it sounds a little bit presumptuous of me to say this to you, but I really like you and I think that we have a really great connection, and I don't know what's in store for me for my future. And I know right now I can't fully entertain a connection or a romantic relationship, but I really value and cherish this connection that you and I do have. The last thing I want is to have regrets. The last thing I want is to have not said something to you about how I'm feeling and you don't know it and you find someone and you move on. I don't think that she expects anything from you. I don't think that she expects you to give her something or wait for her or anything like that. But I think that she kind of wants to get things off of her chest. So that way, like, you can make an informed decision about how you move forward. Now, honestly, I think the way that conversation would go would be like, oh, you'd probably tell her, like, I'm good, I'm just chilling, it's fine. I feel the same way about you, but like, I'm not stressed. Like, if you need time, that's cool with me. And I think that that would give her a lot of clarity that she needs because I think that right now there's this unspoken conversation that's happening. And I think that she's hyper aware of the fact that you are interested in her because I don't think anyone's giving her this kind of attention that you are giving to her. And not like she's not getting attention from other people, but you're giving like attention with depth in it. And I feel like it doesn't have this kind of rapport with other people the way that she does with you. And so I think that it would really help answer some questions for her to have this conversation. But I guess her main thing is like she doesn't want you to think that she's taking anything for granted or that she's trying to make assumptions about how you're feeling, or be unaware of like what she's feeling. Right, you definitely speak, but you don't speak, right? So it's like you guys haven't really had that like no holds barred, like let's put it all out there conversation. And I feel like her fear of having that conversation with you resides in the fact that she's been in a place that's unavailable. And I think if she might worry that if she were to come to you and communicate this, then either she'd have to make herself available before she was ready, or she risks like losing an opportunity with you. So she hasn't really said anything because I think she's just feeling it and taking it day by day. But generally, like that's what she'd want you to know, if she had this conversation with you on the heels of the channeled message, is just letting you know where her head is at, letting you know like where she stands, telling you I don't want to make assumptions about you, and if I'm completely way off base, then I still think this conversation was worth it. But if I'm picking things up and I'm sensing correctly, and you are feeling me, like I want you to, this is where my head is at. And I think that's kind of what I'm getting for her. Um, but because you asked, what is it she feels is important for you to know? And then you asked, what does she want you to know? Those are kind of similar questions. So if you want me to keep going for your second BOGO with this trend, I can. But if you want to ask something different, then that option's open as well. Because I kind of feel like I might have answered both, like I might have answered both of those questions. Do you know what I mean? But I can keep going if you want. I can keep pulling cards and seeing what else comes through. Sweeter, if you want to drop your question in the chat, that's cool. We're working on IJ's reading. We're wrapping up with his soon. Does that mean you want me to keep going with this answer? Okay, sweeter. Okay, so let's see. What else does she want him to know? Okay, so I pulled a card of I see life differently now, and I also have the Eight of Cups and the Sun. So this is indicating to me that she's actually, so we know that she's been planning, right? We know she's been thinking, adjusting, all of that. But I think that there are some things she's actually crossed off of her list and overcome and done recently. Part of that could be the dog that you're referencing, because she is overcoming the need to overanalyze and like make sure every little bit of her life is put in place before she does something that she really wants. So she's in real time like purging these habits of things that might be holding her back. A lot of people struggle with self-limiting beliefs. I don't think that that's her. I think she really believes in herself. She's always had to believe in herself, but I do think that she can be her own block at times because she wants everything to be just so. And so we were recently channeling an energy of her thinking and planning. And recently, I would say maybe 2 or 3 things have happened in her life. The dog might be one of them, where she's going, no, you know what? I'm actually going to implement these things. I'm actually going to just do it. I'm going to just like, I'm not just going to think about it. I'm actually going to take action steps to this thing. And so I think that there have been like 2 to 3 areas of her life over the last couple of days where she's just gone ahead and like said, you know what, screw it. Like, if I don't have to have this set in place and this set in place to do this thing, it'll be fine. It'll all work out. You said, I thought it was interesting that she let the tidbit about her father out, kind of like she was talking to me out loud. Wait, what are you talking about, IJ? Is this something that she said to you directly, or is it something that she posted like in her stories? Sweeter, I have your question. Let's see. She's also saying that positivity is something that she hopes will stay with her. We have the sun. So again, just like tapping more into like she's like, I'm being more playful, I'm having more fun, I'm thinking more positively. I think she wants you to know that you guys have unfinished business. There's still a lot left of this story to play out, and she wants to see where it goes with you. Let's see. What does she want to tell him? She wants to tell him. So kind of piggybacking off of her fear of missing out and like regrets. I think that she kind of has this like, I guess this is conflict within her, or like questioning whether or not she should tell you more and not hold back as much. She feels like while she's authentic with you, she does keep a lot to herself. And I think that she's like, yeah, there's this heaviness of worry. I've already said this. I don't know why I'm saying it again, but that's what's coming through, is like this like worry of like, have I not done enough? Have I not shown him enough? Like, and I think that she needs to either learn or sit with the phrase that what's meant for her is for her, and there's nothing that could ever get in the way of that, because I think that would make her worry a little bit less. When she talked about the dog and why she named him that and the connection with her father, it was something she posted in a story. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, maybe so. Aww. I feel like it would be, I think in a couple of days, let her get settled in with her pup. But I think like in a couple of days, she could get to she would be, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I think in a couple of days, if you were to communicate with her and just ask her how like mommyhood is, being a fur mom, like how are things going or whatever, I think she'd be really excited to talk about it. So if she might need some time to settle in to the new normal. Hopefully it's not a puppy, because if it is a puppy, she might be even like more overwhelmed. You said, yeah, you actually posted that quote. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Philomena. She's grateful to you and the spiritual lessons that she's been learning alongside you and your connection. The card of I am not available is still showing up here. So I think that she wants you to know her feelings, But I think she's going to try to be very clear, though, that communication is the extent of what she can offer to you at this time. It's a puppy. Oh my God, she's going to be busy. She's saying she's starting to understand your connection as well. Yeah, I think, oh, that's funny. I'm getting the I am in a committed relationship card, which clearly she's single. So I wonder if like this new commitment with her is going to be taking up a lot of her time in the near future. But yeah, she says, I'm not available and I wish things could be different right now, but I am becoming a better person and I replay our conversations over and over. I wonder how you feel. And then we are getting closer. I went ahead and pulled some channeled messages for you to help round this reading off. Philomena, no, you are not. You are not telling me that right now. You're welcome, IJ. Have a good night. This is crazy, Philomena. Oh my God. Wow, wow, wow. That's wild. Did I say that there would be an age gap? I can't remember. IJ, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you for stopping in. For those of you just joining us, this is just a quick reminder that I'm only working tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. After that, I'll be gone for almost 2 weeks. So make sure you get your readings in either today or over the next couple of days. Good night, IJ. I think be on the lookout for an upcoming conversation with her. I think you're going to have a lot to talk about. That's a pretty big age gap though. Too big. Well, you never know. You can meet someone else while you're there. But that is kind of crazy. I wish it was the other way around. I wish he was the older one. That would probably be better. But thank you for coming in with that confirmation. All right, sweeter, are you here? Perfect. All right, so we're doing an in-depth for you, sweeter. How's our feeling about his actions regarding everything he said and did when we had our situation and I told him I was walking away? How does our feel about his actions? How does our feel about his actions? Hmm. Okay, so yes, he did believe that you were in love with him. He thought that you felt as if you found your person in him. Like, I think that he felt like he checked all your boxes and that you developed very strong feelings for him. Um, his actions are not super regrettable at this time, sweeter. I do feel like he is deep in thought and in contemplation. But I think the reason why he is not having a lot of regrets or remorse for the way things went down between you guys, and how like he conducted himself, because I don't think he thinks this is fully over. And I'm getting that he thinks you're going to be back, even though you probably have stated to him, like, this is done, I'm moving on, whatever it is you just said or done to break things off. I think he thinks that you are still going to come back around, that you guys will reunite. And the reason I have that is because when you guys ended things, or however you want to word that, he felt like, okay, that's fine. Maybe she has other options. Maybe she's just got a lot going on. Maybe she's got a lot on her plate. Like, I'm not going to stress it too much. And then the very next card, I have the Six of Swords and the Six of Cups. And the Six of Swords talks about like watching you walk away. And then it's clarified by the Six of Cups, meaning that she'll be back. Like, because Six of Cups talks about like childhood, like knowing someone for a long time, but mostly it means reuniting. It means coming back around. This usually is the card of a person of the past making an appearance again. So he does not fully believe that, I guess the door is completely shut on him, is what I'm getting. Um, I feel like there has been some deep thought about you, but I don't know if it's as much about his actions as much as it is about just you in general, and maybe possibly missing you or wondering what you're doing, what you're up to. If there's any way that you guys still maintain contact, this would be the energy of like watching your socials and things like that, or trying to get information from other people about you. The moon is here talking about like, I don't want to be seen. I want to move in the dark, but I am trying to obtain as much information as I can. The moon is the things that we keep hidden. So the things that he's doing right now to try to like keep tabs on you is not something that he's publicizing. He's trying to be sneaky about it. And he does feel in the dark about you and about your life. And I think that part of his issue is that he has like, I don't know if you know this, but like 85, I think, percent or 90% of our actions are created in our subconscious. So like, there's a lot that's hidden from us that unless we intentionally dig and try to heal and try to work on, our subconscious is the one calling the shots, and we may not be consciously aware of our motivations, but all of that stems from the things that are hidden from us. And so I think that he would do well by looking deeper into what drives him, what motivates him, what makes him do the things that he does. But I don't think he's going there. And I think that there's like past conditioning or past issues that are affecting how he currently is acting with you. I think that he thinks that things aren't what they seem. He's like, yeah, we may not be doing so well right now, but that's fine. We can be at some point. Sometimes the moon talks about delusion, like basically being delusional. So you might be like, that's not fixed in reality. Like what he's thinking is not how I'm seeing things, but like maybe it's delusional, but that's just what he's thinking. Maybe that's how he's feeling. I do see residual feelings for you here from him. We have the Two of Cups, so I think that he would absolutely be open to something with you again. I don't know how you feel about that, and I don't know if I can confidently say that he would make the necessary changes required to be able to be with you again. But I do feel like there is some type of like, I don't know what the right word is here, but I have the Wheel of Fortune. So he feels like, I don't know, maybe he still feels like the ball is in his court. Maybe he feels like you guys will be able to work through this. I don't know. But this card talks about how like you can't go back again. And like if it didn't work out the first time, it's probably not going to work out. And I don't know if he really is up to the challenge and like up to what you're wanting from him, but I can definitely tell you that while he's here more contemplative, more like reserved and not taking much action right now, he thinks that you guys will have another chance. He's still holding out hope for you. He still has very strong feelings for you. And he might even go as far as to say that you guys are like the perfect match or the best match, or the most compatible. And again, this is according to him, but and you may not agree with it, but that's what I'm getting. I'm sorry, Philomena. I don't know if that's your man. I gotta be honest. I think that you need someone who's a bit older. But I don't know. Maybe see it through. It doesn't mean that just because I saw an age gap and I said it might be a small one or it's probably a small one, doesn't mean that, like, that's not the person I was describing, you know? So I think just kind of see what it's all about. But a relationship with someone in the military is not an easy one. So that's definitely something you want to take into consideration. I mean, he needs to learn how to be delusional by taking action. Yeah, what is up with that? Like, what is up with him, like, not taking action? Why do I keep getting that he's not making moves or something? James, hey friend, I am, if you would like to donate. Oh, he does. Sweeter, guaranteed he watches your social media. Yeah, that's, I don't know if you might have heard me earlier, I'm not sure, but I had said that if you guys still have a way to connect, that he is definitely doing that. Yeah, you can donate for a mini. I can do up to 3 questions in a row for you, sweeter. So go for it, and when that comes through, we'll get started. I'm actually in the kitchen, like I'm making soup while I do your readings. So I'm not in any rush right this second. Whenever it comes through, we'll get started. Okay, nobody, can I send you my question privately? Yes, sweeter, that's fine. I will not say your person's name. You can send it if you want to either, well, how about this? How about when you donate in the note, you put your question? Does that work? James, you're going to be after Sweeter. I got your donation, okay? You'll be after Sweeter. Okay, James, that sounds good. We'll get started on that shortly. This is just like a really chill live stream where we didn't do any free reads or anything. Since I don't normally work on Mondays or Tuesdays, I'm not doing free reads tonight. I'm just doing like donations. And probably that will carry into tomorrow. But if that changes, I'll let you guys know. But Wednesday and Thursday we'll do free reads. That's the plan at least. Yeah, sweeter. So whenever that comes through, you just let me know. Why don't you tell me the private information in the donation note? Give me the private information in the donation note, like the person's name or whatever. And then you can put your question in the chat. Does that work? Oh, you already sent it. Hold on. You already sent it. I wish there was a way that like YouTube would let you send private messages to people. Do you have Instagram, sweeter? Okay. Follow me on Instagram unless you already are, and then send me a message. I have a lot of people do it that way, and then you can keep your information private because even though this is a public forum, I want you to be able to protect your privacy. So just send me a message on there, and then we'll get started. Hey babe, how hungry are you?
Not really at all.
You're not hungry at all? Are you gonna eat any of this tonight?
No, probably not. I ate at mom.
What did you eat at your mom's?
She got herpes.
You didn't bring any home for me?
Well, she only got enough for me and Dane. So.
Doesn't she know that she has a daughter-in-law? And that you're coming home to her?
I don't know. Well, you're gonna have it anyway.
I could probably eat the inside, not the bread.
So yeah, no, I think I'm good tonight.
All right. Then I don't know why I'm rushing trying to get this done. All right, let's see. Maybe tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, I just got your question. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay. I got you, girl. I got you. All right, we're going to look into this now for you. You haven't spoken in years, but you keep hearing that she keeps mentioning you and wanting to hang out. He's best friends with her brother. And the girl you asked about, her and you were close, even though she's older than the both of you. She's always been team you. Okay, so you feel supported by her. You don't feel like she's doing anything like wrong per se. You're just curious. Or do you feel like you have something to worry about this person? All right, well, you have a bunch of major arcana cards here. So I'm going with yes. I do feel like they are communicating. Is this initiated by R? Is this initiated by her? It's initiated by him. I think both of them are initiating it. I don't think it's just him going to her. I think that it's them both going to each other about you. I am getting a yes. We have the major arcana cards here. Good. I'm glad to hear that because you can, I was going to say, I feel like you can really trust this person, sweeter. especially because we have like the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands. He feels like he can be very open to this person, and expressing his feelings for you. And I feel like there's good energy here. The Major Arcana is making me feel like they're talking about significant life things or life themes, I suppose. Philomene, I have your donation. I'll get to you shortly. I'm going to post the donation list in a minute. You said she's always trying to bring you guys together. Grandmother told you she mentioned bringing someone with you to go out, but she didn't want to mention the guy's name too. Okay, got you. Um, I mean, at least your grandmother is keeping it real with you. But yeah, so I feel like the two of them, him and her, when they communicate, sometimes she's asking and sometimes he's telling. But they both are the ones initiating these conversations about you. And I also feel like it's deep. Like I feel like there's depth to these conversations. It's never surface level, like, hey, how you been? How you feeling? It's like going deeper than that. Like, how are you feeling? Okay, now that you told me how you're feeling, how does that make you feel? Now that you told me, how does that make you feel? What do you think is holding you back? Or what do you like? They're thought provoking conversations that are being had. And I think that she might even be telling him that he has a choice here and that he has the power to right this wrong if he decided to do it. She's saying, follow your gut. She's saying, do what you think is best. But she feels that you guys are, let's just say, like, I don't want to say faded, but she feels like there's something bigger that you guys have at your fingertips. Like she feels like this is almost like a divine union, or it's just like, I don't know. She's trying to like tell him that you guys are soulmates of a sort. Like there is this connection, there is this bond. And I think that he communicates to her about how he feels about having a relationship. Um, I think that like she pushes though. I really do. I think she's the one that's like, okay, but what about this? What about that? Because I think he would give like very basic answers. She's the one that tries to really get to the heart of it all. And she's kind of like pulling that information out of him. Um, so let's see. What is he telling her? He's telling her Two of Swords. So he's saying, this is a difficult decision. It's stressful for me. I feel a lot of fear when it comes to her, like meaning you, Sweeter. I feel a lot of fear when it comes to Sweeter. And I don't really know what to do. And I don't know if I feel comfortable doing anything about it right now. I feel like almost like he's saying there's a lot of like compromise that would need to happen or something, or that we'd have to work together to figure this out. Because even though he knows that the ball is in his court, he somehow wants you, Sweeter, to also like step up to the plate, which I feel like you probably have been. And so that's probably not something that you want to hear, because you probably have been putting yourself out there, but like he wants you to put yourself out there even more, which is kind of crazy. Um, you said everyone keeps saying that. She told me one day she thinks we belong together. She said I have a beautiful soul and she can't explain it. My grandmother and friends are all saying the same thing. Everyone who knows us from childhood. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing, is that if you feel no one's opinion matters more than your opinion. Okay? So, I think that if it's not feeling right to you, um I think that you need to sit with yourself and like really think like, okay, it's one thing for this person to say it, my grandma to say it, people who knew us all throughout our childhood saying it. However, there's no more important opinion than yours and his. And that's because you guys have your own free will and nobody can force that. But when they say I can sense something with you guys, like I just feel like there's something more to this. I feel like you guys have like a greater purpose. I feel like you guys are soulmates. That they're not lying about that. Like they're telling the truth. If it's palpable to them and they can feel that connection that you guys have, like imagine how powerful that connection actually is if other people from the outside can see it. And not only that, but I don't think that she would be trying to like she wouldn't be supporting this connection if she didn't know that you both feel this way. Do you know what I mean? Because if she knew that you were going to get your heart broken because she knew deep down that he wasn't interested, she would not keep trying to put you guys together. So clearly, she's hearing from him and sometimes maybe hearing from you, even, or knowing things about you. And she just can't let this go. Yeah, I felt that and I won't do it again. I feel like if we come back together, it has to be his doing. If not, then oh well, exactly. If he feels that way, then he needs to say something. His becoming a victim circumstance he's creating, that's his fault. Totally. Absolutely. Yep. But that's what I have, sweeter. You have the opportunity to add one more reading before we have to put you back in rotation. But if I answered your question in full, let me know and I'll move on to James because he's next. If he loves you, then he needs to be. Yeah, he does. He really, really does. And he can't keep trying to get you to do it too. Like, he has to take accountability. No, I don't want to keep James waiting any longer. You can read for him. Okay, sweeter. No worries on that. All right, so James is next. James, if you're here, check in with me, friend. I know that we're doing a love to and a channel message for you, but if you want to just confirm that for me, that would be great. I'm going to go ahead and get started. What are you doing? Are you charging my cards? It's like laying on the card. He does this now. I don't know what this is. It's like his favorite thing to do. I feel like it's, how people charge their cards with like crystals or like incense or Palo Santo or whatever. I feel like that's my black cat is protecting me. You're welcome, James. All right, working on channel message for James now. Hey, official. So if you have a yes no question and it's like no elaboration, you just want to yes or no, that's $5. If you're looking for an open-ended question that you can ask, you're not looking for a lot of detail, you just basically want a straightforward answer. But I give more details and pull more cards. That is $8. We call those minis. And then I also have in-depth options, which are $13, where I pull up to 10 cards for you. We speak a little bit longer, talk a little bit more. Yeah. So if you look at the description, there's a lot of different pricing options that I have available in the description. If you have any questions, let me know. James, we're about halfway done. Honey, is he getting into my cards?
Huh?
Never mind. I'm gonna knock you out. Leave him alone. No, sir. That's not for you. Eliana's in the house. Hey, Eliana. Sweeter, thanks for the follow. All right, James, this is for you. So she says, I feel like you're waiting on me or for me. I feel how strongly you care about me. I know that you're someone I can blindly trust. You are a good man, comfortable with your emotions. You are stable and kind. You are such a good friend to me. I wish I could be better for you. I can't rush myself. I hope, if nothing else, you understand that at least. I know that my refusal to progress at this time can feel like rejection. I don't want it to feel that way, though. I want it to feel like protection because I wouldn't ever live up to your fantasy of me. I would disappoint you severely. Hey, Eliana. I got your mini. Thanks, friend. Let me update the donation list real quick so everyone can see where they are. We are in the middle of James's reading right now. All right, James, we are shuffling for your love 2 now. Are you going to try out your aces, honey? With the new game at any point, or have you already done that?
I did last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, was it fun? While I was working?
Yeah. I'm gonna do it here again soon.
Oh, okay. Lude, I'm going to leave my question here in case I fall asleep. Okay. You got it, girl. Okay. So, James, I was like, are there any blocks or influences? And I got maybe. So whenever that happens, I'm always like, okay, which one? Is it a block? And I pull a card. Maybe. Is it an influence? Pulled a card. Maybe. Literally 3 maybes in a row. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know what to do with this. So I was like, all right, let me ask if there is a block or influence, what is it? What is like overcoming this connection right now or overshadowing it? And I have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So I wouldn't say this is a new issue, but maybe it's something that they wanted to highlight. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse, it can talk about an uneven distribution of reciprocation and effort and energy stemming from selfishness, stinginess, that kind of thing. Ungratefulness, not like having the desire or not being grateful enough for what it is you're offering to her, basically, because she has like her own plan for herself. And I feel saying selfish might come with a connotation of negativity. I don't always view selfishness as something negative. I think sometimes you have to be selfish in life and really put yourself first and stop putting other people first and really do what you want. So you'll have to take that term however it resonates for you. in this situation. And again, like I said, I don't think it's a new influencer block, but I do think it's something that needs to be highlighted because there is a lack of equality here in this connection. And it does stem from selfishness. You give too much or more than you should because selfishly you want a relationship with her, and she doesn't give enough because selfishly, even though she can see all your great traits and attributes, she's just like, I want to do my own thing. And so, that's here. That's what's going on. The overall energy, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune, as I tell you every time it comes up in your reading, this has to do with divine timing. This is indicating that um, a good part of your connection does not have to do with free will. I mean, it does, because, we're all people, and ultimately at the end of the day, we can do what we want. But just because you want something really bad and just because she wants something really bad, let's just say it was even the same, there would be greater forces keeping you apart. Like, let's just say she really wanted to be with you and you really wanted to be with her. What this card means is that there would be circumstances out of your control preventing you guys from being together, whether you wanted to be or not. So right now, it's almost like divine intervention is happening for your benefit. Um, because I think that she has to get on the same playing field as you. And so whenever I see relationships of free will, like 100% free will, there's no external forces, and this happens occasionally where I don't feel like a very strong push pull at all from the powers that be. I do find it more disheartening because essentially what's happening is that those people that have a completely free will relationship, if they're not together, it literally just means that there's not enough to keep the connection going. There's not enough spark. There's not enough love. There's not enough interest. And that can be more disheartening because you're tapping into your free will going, I don't want to be with you. I don't fully 100% feel that way about this connection, James. I've never felt this way. I've always felt that there was more at stake here than just what you want and just what she wants. And I think that they're not going to let it happen until the playing field is leveled out. And I think that there's some peace that you can have in that and knowing that. But what we really need is to root her on, because I think a lot of this is falling on her shoulders in terms of like getting the work done that needs to be done here. I see here that what she's telling you, how she's showing up for the connection, is the Page of Swords. She's being a little bit flighty, a little bit dreamy. She's kind of all over the place. She's doing research. She's probably doing her astrology. The Page of Swords is a very in your head, could dissociate kind of energy. It's very mental. It's very like, I'm thinking too much and I'm not doing enough. And this kind of coincides with the need for you to continue to be patient for this connection to actually happen. It could also indicate that she's not as concerned with your feelings right now as she is with her own feelings. Thoughts, feelings, intentions. So intentions, we have the Emperor. This really just tells me that she's pretty much grounded in the place that she's at right now, has no intentions on making any changes at all. She's keeping her feelings to herself, so I don't think you're going to really hear too much from her. But I do have the Lovers here in terms of her thoughts, and I think that lately she has been trying to understand your connection. She has been on her own path in her own journey, trying to figure out what your purpose is in one another's life. And that is what I have for your love too, James. I'm ready for your BOGO whenever you are. Is there anything on your end that needs to happen that's preventing you from being in a committed relationship? Is there anything on his end that needs to happen? Is there anything on his end? Hmm. I feel like there's not a lot here. But let me see if I can get specific. All right, I'm getting a lot of no's here in terms of like what it is that you would need to accomplish or do on your end that would stop you from being in a committed relationship. I'm getting a no. I have some mixed bag answers here, but the majority ruling is no. There's not really much that you can do. But they have kind of specified here with the Page of Cups that if you can get more interested in your like emotional issues, like if there's anything emotionally, traumatically, um yeah, no, I understand. You're talking about what is it that you can do? Is there anything that you can do on your end that's preventing you from committing? And the majority of the work is with Patty, to be honest. And I am getting not really, there's not really much that you can do, but I'm like, okay, well, what tangible things can he do, in the meantime, or what would help assist? Like, because basically what they're showing me is that most of the work is on her end, but let's just say she does like let's just say it's 10% you, 90% her. And let's just say she does the full 90. You guys might still not be together because you got 10% over on your side that you still have not done. So in order for when she's done with all her work to be ready for you and for you to be ready for her immediately, just go ahead and work on these things off on the side. They basically want you to get interested in your own emotional, like, health and your own emotional issues. I would say something tactful, tangible, like workbooks, journaling. Um, I mean, if you feel you would need it, then like therapy, that kind of thing. I think unpacking some stuff that might be good for you to work on, because I know that like you haven't told me everything, and I know there's some things in your life that you're just like, yeah, when I was growing up this kind of happened and that kind of happened and whatever, but like don't blow over that stuff. Make sure that you're addressing it, because like even in my personal life I think, oh yeah, I'm handling it, I'm on the other side, I'm healing from it. It's like as soon as I do, then something else comes up and something else comes up, and it's a journey. Like we're not always going to be 100% healed. So if there's, you know some unresolved stuff, it would be really good to take some interest in your emotional health. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to unpack all this stuff from the past. If you're like, no, I'm good, Luna, I swear, like I'm totally fine, then maybe just make it a working operation. Maybe make it something that you do daily, journaling or affirmations, getting your head right, figuring out what you want, figuring out, like, for instance, when I was shuffling the cards, I kept hearing, like, he's moving, or get him to move. Like, and I don't want to sit here and tell you move out of your house or your place, because if you're perfectly fine and content there, that's not for me to tell you that. But I feel like a move is being embarked on. And I don't know if that's like near future. a year or two, but I keep hearing like he needs to kind of have a place that he can grow like a life with someone, and he needs to be in that place and he has to do that thing. So those are the two specific details that I was getting in terms of like what is it that you can do. If there's anything on your end that you can do, is keep working towards that goal of buying a house or buying a bigger place so that you can make room for that future that you want with her. Or, but do it for you though. Like, don't do it for her, do it for you because you want to manifest it, if that makes sense. And then lastly, they just want to make sure that you know that you have to have a backbone in this connection with her, at least right now. You want to make sure that you're not just giving in, you're not just like simping for her. You are standing up for yourself. If there's any communication that comes in, you're not just like giving in. You're not like responding to her immediately. Maybe you're making her wait a few hours or till the next day. You're treating her with the same energy that she has been treating you. So, like, if you text her and she waits a week to respond to you or never gets back to you, then you should do that to her. And it's not a game at this point, it's more just like she needs to start witnessing you standing your ground and being a person that is like understanding what they deserve and understanding what they value. So, standing up, getting interested in your mental or not, sorry, emotional health. And lastly, continue working towards that bigger, better plan that you have for yourself. Getting yourself a house, because I think that was on your bucket list, or getting yourself a bigger place and start making those moves where you're making more room for someone to be and grow and like, I don't know, be a part of your life. So yeah, James, that's what I've got for you for that one. But if you're ready to post your second, I'm ready for you. Any messages from spirit on your relationship? All right, let's see. Philomena, if you're still in the chat, if you want to drop your question for me. So, Spirit is saying that this time of stillness, where you guys are on a pause, is supposed to grant you perspective. It's supposed to be helpful for you. It's supposed to help maybe you gain some type of awareness or understanding or learning something during this time. It could be just shifting a focus back on yourself, but essentially it's saying that the stillness or the pause is good. It's for your benefit, and that even if nothing is really growing here or progressing at this time, that it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, and it doesn't mean that you can't gain something from it. It might even help you see things in a different way or see things in a different light. Do you feel, James, because I feel like there's an acknowledgement here of that you feel trapped or confined, like you feel almost like you can't fully move forward, like you're having a hard time. You kind of feel like you're in limbo, like you're kind of waiting for your life to start. And what's that thing in video games where it's, oh, the waiting room, is that what it's called, where you're like before you enter a game, you know, in the very beginning, before you enter a game, like say on Fortnite, and you're like just waiting to join. What's that called? The lobby. You're in the lobby. That's what it feels like. Where you're just kind of waiting for your life to start, and that's being acknowledged here. Um, let's see. And maybe not your life, maybe just your love life, but maybe your life. I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I feel like what they don't want is for you to let like things pass you by because it's like a groundhog day where you're like living the same life over and over and over again because you're just like waiting for this thing to kickstart and happen. Um and the fool is here saying that you have like a bright future, but you're not even like looking at that because you're too focused on the relationship. You're trying to progress with things, begin hypnotherapy. Sorry. I'm going for further energy healing certification next month. So, like, maybe it would be fair then to just say your love life. You're waiting for your love life to start. Maybe not your whole entire life. But they're saying, like, I don't know. And I'm not in your shoes and I haven't lived your life and I don't know what it is that you feel with her and I don't know what, you know, what you think you're holding out for with her. But I do feel like, and maybe this is easier said than done, but I think this is all just like a distraction, you know? Like, it's definitely good that you're progressing with hypnotherapy. It's good that you're getting your healing certification and like leveling up. But is this all just a distraction because you're trying to like, I don't know, make your and this is good. You want to continue to do these things. You don't want to fall into a rut. You don't want to like not be doing anything because nothing is inspiring you. I think you're doing the best that you can with the situation at hand. I think that I just don't want it to be just like, oh, well, I'm doing this to better myself. So that way we can be together at some point and I will like my life will still like have meaning. Like I want to make sure this is something that you're doing for you. You're not doing it so you can like I don't know, show off or brag or be distracted or have something to tell Patty about how you're doing so well. Or like I just and I don't want to assume, but I want to make sure that you are doing these things for you, whether or not you and her work out, you're doing this for you. I think that's like the main thing here. Because what they're showing me is that you have such a bright future. You have so much going for you. You're such a catch, but there's a part of you that's always looking back, like you're always looking over your shoulder. because the Fool's back is away from the sun. You're turning your face away from that because you're kind of in this place of like limbo. The lobby, you're like waiting for everything to fall into place and everything to come together. And like the Four of Cups is here talking about like this is the card of like boredom, refusal to like see what's happening, missed opportunities because you're holding out for something else, even though maybe something better could come along, but you're not open to it. I'm happy to hear that. I am happy to hear that. And like I said, I don't want to make any assumptions. I know. That's the hard part about falling in love with someone who's not available, you know. Now, you're probably doing a lot of fantasizing, daydreaming. You're like, I'm going to keep doing me until she catches up. But there's always that, like, until we, when we do this, when we finally get here. Like, and I'm not going to squash your dream. I'm not going to squash your hope for you guys to be together. That's not what I'm here for. I just want to make sure that everything you're doing is being guided by the right intention. Now, the 10 of Cups is here. So, as a message from Spirit in terms of your relationship, is that you are doing the work to align. And we just got to hope that she is too. I did notice a lightness in her messages today. I did notice that she's choosing to see your attributes, you know, like your personality, your traits, the good in you, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something that she needs to do. She needs to think more about your value and think more about how she hasn't been doing things to deserve that from you. Um, the 10 of Cups here also tells me that there's still potential for your connection. There's still like not all hope is lost here. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel neutral when it comes to your connection. Like I don't feel good, neither bad. Like I don't feel strongly in any which way, which means that there should still be hope here, you know? But yeah, that's what I got. Hey girl, what's your question for me? Will anything come from this kid? Okay, let's see. All right, Philomena. I gotta be honest, I don't think so. I have the Nine of Swords and it's a no. But the Nine of Swords was also in reverse. We also have the Nine of Wands. So what this is telling me is that um this you're gonna leave this person behind. Um Situations out of your control. The circumstances just aren't ideal for this connection to blossom. That this will either be a missed connection or just a person that you end up walking away from. I feel like you're looking for something different. You may really like connect with this person in terms of like you get on well, or maybe like the interest in you feels good. But I don't know if there's enough substance here to keep things going between you guys long term. The Nine of Wands is talking about an ongoing battle, feeling very exhausted. Um, I almost feel like this is going to be more frustration than it's worth. But I don't want you to fully like let this person go in terms of okay, been there, done that, it's over with, because this is the type of timeline, this is the type of like romantic comedy where you could potentially keep meeting this person, where like it wasn't the right time the first time around, this person went off, had their own relationships, whatever, and then like maybe came back 2 or 3 years later and you guys met up again, and it felt like fate or whatever just keeps like pulling you guys together, and you keep like meeting up, and it never really turns into anything, but you keep like meeting this person, seeing this person, talking to this person, um and you're just kind of wondering like what this could mean. And then maybe once this person has some time under their belt and they catch up with you, then maybe you guys will eventually be in the same place. Now, that's not always what happens. I think that it's kind of like a fairy tale, but I also feel like don't completely close down the idea of something like that happening, because I have here the world, which indicates that things are going to come to an end for you guys in the near future, probably. But the Wheel of Fortune is right after that. So it's saying, but this may come to an end now, but just know that there might be other forces or powers that be that bring you guys back together again. So it's kind of a meet cute story. I think you, especially if you feel like you're at the age where you kind of just want something that's turnkey, ready to go, this is not your person. I don't think. I think that they have a lot going for them. And I think already having a career trajectory is also really nice, knowing that this person could either be your equal in terms of like financial support, or maybe potentially be able to be like, you just wouldn't have to take care of this person in terms of like finances and stuff. But I do feel like because of the age gap, and it's not even the age gap really, because I think if you were 36 and he was 30, we'd be having a completely different conversation. I think it's just the life experience difference between 22 and 28 is huge. And it's like that could be what is like interfering with this connection. I don't want you to feel like you're in a relationship with someone who hasn't really learned or seen much of the world yet, and doesn't really have a lot of experiences to their name. Now, he could grow up a lot faster just because he is in the military. He could grow up a bit quicker. So maybe when he's like 25, if he hits you up in like 3 years, maybe you guys will be in the same place. But I just think right now, I don't think anything is going to come of it. I really don't. I also, really quickly before I let you go, Philomene, I have the Three of Swords here too at the bottom of the deck. So this talks about that, like the separation between you two would be kind of difficult for you because I think you're looking for someone that you can like build a life with currently that you can see often. And I think that the distance will be really hard on you. So just a one date and done. Have you gone on a date yet? I'm getting a maybe. I have the Wheel of Fortune here again, Philomena. I don't think that's a good way to word it. I don't think it's one date and done. No. No, I don't. I think you guys are like a soul tie. I think that you guys are gonna be a reoccurring character in one another's lives over time. I think go out and have fun, Philomena. I wouldn't think too hard about it. Like just go out and enjoy yourself. Because I think you're gonna be a reoccurring character in each other's life. Like this trip, it might be done and you might not hear from him again for a while. But I think this person, somehow you guys are going to keep being brought back together. That's what it feels like to me. Did you feel that way before we had this conversation? As you said, now I don't want to go, but were you already feeling that way before the reading? I think you should go enjoy yourself. I think you should go have fun. I don't think every single connection in our life is meant to be forever, whether it be friends or lovers. I think you should go enjoy yourself. No, that makes sense. I mean, there's already going to be hesitancy for you because he lives at a distance, that he travels all the time. So there's always going to be that hesitancy there in the beginning, anyways. Okay. Well, that's what's great about free will. Eliana, did you fall asleep or are you here? All right, Philomena. Well, um, I guess just do you, girl. I agree, Luna, and the energy could also change after the date. That's like the other thing too. And like you're so right, Eliana. That's what I tell people all the time is like the cards are just an energy check-in for where you are right now. Every decision that you make That's why I asked. That's why I asked if she already felt this way before the reading, because that could have been influencing the way that I was picking up the energy. But it doesn't sound like it though. But the report card slash check in slash whatever you want to call it is it's influenced by every decision you make, every thought you have, whatever actions you intend to make, and if you follow through with those actions. So Eliana has such a good point is that the energy could change after, but if you choose not to experience it, that's totally valid. But also, you never know. All right, Eliana, this is for you. You're just energy checking. We got the Wheel of Fortune coming out a lot tonight. The energy is clear, Eliana. I would say it's clear. Now, I feel like you just aren't quite sure because the energy around the connection is the Four of Cups. So, um, I think kind of like what I said with Philomena, like explore it, see what it is. You don't really know until you know. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think this is worth looking into, exploring, getting to know this person more. The energy is wide open, very clear, lots of wands. Since you read Eliana, I'm gonna let you know you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Lovers, you have the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So you have a lot of wands here. There's a lot of excitement, enthusiasm, passion with this person. Um, The energy is very open, very action oriented. You guys probably would get along really well. And I say would, meaning like if I don't know where you're at. So, like, if you guys haven't had a first date or whatever, you know, you would. You'd get on well. I think that you guys would vibe. You know, the expression like there's banter. I think there would be a lot of banter in this connection, not a lot of awkward silences or anything like that. And I feel like from his perspective, he's like, whatever will be, will be. I'm open to it. I think the girl is cool. I think she's crazy cool. I would like to see her more. I would like to explore this. Who knows? Maybe this will be my soulmate. And that's kind of his attitude towards it. You guys are a Leo and a Sag. Yeah, that makes total sense. His thoughts and feelings. So he is here for a soulmate relationship, true love kind of vibe. He's also here for having fun with you. I think that really there's not much that can get this person down. Um, and it's funny that you're Leo and Sag because of the wands, first of all, but also because he's Sag and we have the energy is clear. And as we all know, the Sages are like moving forward. They're always like, what's the next adventure? What's the next thing we can do? What can we explore? What's next? What's next? What's next? kind of thing. Um, which is funny because I think that's how they talk about Sagittarius children is that you literally could fill their entire day jam packed full of activities. And then they're going to be like, okay, that was fun. What's next? And you're like, literally, dude, you just had like 8 things that we've done today. We've taken you to the water park and the pool. We've taken you like to Funland. We've played games. We've played video games. Like we've done all this stuff. And the kid is still like, that's not enough though. I want more. So for his energy towards you is just like excited, enthusiastic. You said that's so you. That's the fire energy. What is next? What's the next thing? My husband is a fire sign Leo as well, and he's never present. I have to constantly remind him to be in the moment because he's always thinking like, what's next? What's the next thing we got to do? What's the next thing we're doing? But it's a fun combination. I think that the main thing is, luckily, you're both like fire, because that will ground you a little bit. But if y'all were both like air signs, you would never come back down. You guys would just be like in the air all the time. But yeah, so the energy is very clear. His intentions with you is let's do it. Let's hang out. Let's spend time. Let's go do something fun. I also feel like this Sag knows a lot of really good spots to go do things. Like he's an explorer, right? That's his sun sign. Obviously, the rest of his planets influence, but he's a sun sign after all. He is, I am fire. I am Sagittarius. So that's going to indicate to me that he knows the best place to do this, that, and the other. Like he knows what's a great fun spot to go for hanging out, to go to eat, to go to drink. He's a great travel agent, right? You said he travels a lot like you. So you're very, very compatible. I will say this guy is feeling you. He would say something like, she's crazy cool. I love her energy. I would love to spend more time with her. I'm open to whatever this could be. Um, and yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I would say he has goodwill towards this connection. He only has good intentions. He does like the spotlight. So you guys are going to have to fight for the spotlight a little bit. Um, I feel like he's well liked with the people in his social circle. I think a lot of people will probably know him. So like those people when you go out and they always know someone. They're always like, hey man, what's up? Like, or whatever, oh, hey, how have you been? And it's like you can't go with this person to do literally anything because they know so many people. That's kind of his energy. But the underlying card at the bottom of the deck, which I don't normally read for these, but it is standing out to me, is the Four of Wands. You guys can create a really great foundation, and there is a lot of potential here for this connection. So I think this is good. I think this is great. I think this is really where you want to be at the start of a relationship. You want to have this kind of energy. You said he loves the spotlight, and good thing you do not. Okay, good. Because when I was like, you're gonna have to fight for the spotlight. Not. You're shy, so you do get a lot of attention. Okay, got you. So yeah, I think Eliana, the difference is that you'll like his spotlight. You'll like him taking the lead and just kind of hanging out. He might not like your spotlight as much. Like he might go, that's a little too much attention that she's getting. Not selfishly, but like jealousy. So, you want to keep an eye on that, but he's not jealous like a earth sign would be. Okay, so I don't want to like make you nervous with that, but I think that he would have a tendency to be a little bit nervous or a little bit jealous. That's awesome. Love that for you. Yeah, I think it's great. I think this is exactly where you want to be when you're just starting off getting to know someone. You're welcome, Eliana. All right. And thank you, Eliana, for your donation. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the night, guys. Roughly been 2.5 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours, which is great, especially because I normally come on Mondays. I will be here tomorrow. I will be working Wednesday and I will be working Thursday. And then starting on Friday, I'm gonna be gone for almost 2 weeks on vacation. So just keeping in mind from like the 6th to the 18th, roughly, you guys are not going to see me, and I won't be around, but I'll be back. Don't worry. Have a good night, Eliana. Bye, everyone.